Anyways, welcome. Thanks for being here today. I'm Janet Moore, your Wake Up Your Love Life host. Today, Sat and Jenna are not here today. They are actually in a training course, learning, of course, the cool things that we can use to help apply to help you grow in your love life and in your spiritual life as well. So they are actually in a NLP Master Practitioners course. So they are not going to be able to make it tonight, but we are going to go ahead and get going on this. Now, just real quick, I want y'all to know, if you're local to Austin, Texas, are you a single Austinite? In the Austin area? Well, then I don't know if you know that we actually have a singles community. We actually have singles event about once a month, and we would love for you to join. We have our new website up, and it's called conscioussinglesevents.com. So go to www.conscioussinglesevents.com and make sure you get on the list so you can know about our next singles event. Our next one is in July. It's on Sunday, July 24th at 4 p.m. at Casa de Luz in Central Austin. So if you're local to Austin, you definitely want to go there, get on the list, or go ahead and buy a ticket now. What's really cool about our events is we keep them very gender balanced. We have interactive games. I talked to a lady the other day. She was telling me she went to the singles event. There's like 100 people, but there was nothing to do but just hang out. Our events are not like that at all. You're going to definitely not only be connecting with people, organically, or because we're creating fun interactive games and things to do, but we're going to actually be teaching you things that you can apply into your love life. So it's really awesome. So definitely want to sign up there. Okay. And then also we have our very, there it is. Okay, there it is. Our Love Accelerator Academy is coming up to skyrocket your love life to the next level. So if you're interested in that, you're going to have great support. It's a group coaching program, and we're going to have twice a week group coaching. We're going to answer your questions. You're going to follow our program. And then we're going to have transformation breakthrough calls, also group coaching as well. So it's really exciting program. We're going to be there. All three of us are going to be there to support you to, again, skyrocket you to your love life to the next level. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get ready and go ahead and get started with our show. So let me go ahead and let me get that banner off real quick. Boom. There we go. So we're going to be talking again about how to attract love how to attract love by human design. Okay, here we are with our guest, Grace Gravestock. Thank you for coming and being our guest today, Grace.
Hey, Janet, I am super excited to share what I feel so passionate about, which is human design. And,
you're amazing.
A few years back, I thought that I was broken and I was ready to check out. And I found human design, and it has absolutely changed my life. And I'm excited to share some things that you can use immediately to amp up your love life and every other area of your life.
Yeah, in fact, okay, so you're actually going to learn today. She's got a 4-step manifestation process using human design that she's going to go through. And part of that is we're going to understand your energetic wiring and how this helps you attract love. Anything else to say about that? I know she has a great presentation ready for you in just a minute, but that's one of the things you're going to actually learn is how to understand how you're wired and how this helps you attract love. And then anything else? Okay. Learn why gratitude is so important in the manifestation process and how to get into this frequency easily. So that's going to be exciting to learn. And then last, we're going to find out if you have any specific or non-specific manifesting style. I hope I can talk today. Anyways, so that's what we're going to be learning today. So go ahead and I guess let's get started.
Awesome. Grace. Thank you so much, Janet. I'm super excited. Can you see my slides?
There they are.
Okay. Wouldn't it be great if you could attract anything you want effortlessly and easily? Wouldn't it be great if you could always know that the decision you're making is the best for you all the time? And wouldn't it be great if you could create a life that you actually want to live, one that makes you jump out of the bed in the morning and excited to get started? Well, the good news is that life can be fun and easy. And when you understand how you're hardwired energetically, literally everything can change, because instead of being a lot of pain, life can be a lot of fun. So today, as Janet said, we're going to talk about how to attract love by design in 4 simple steps. And in this next 20 minutes or so, maybe 30 minutes, we're going to talk about your energetic wiring. There's no one size fits all. We're all different. And I'm going to share with you my simple 4-step manifestation process. You'll learn why gratitude is so important. And the question, what kind of manifesting style do you have? We'll have time for Q&A. If you don't have a human design chart yet, please download one now. You can get it at freehumandesignchart.com. There's a lot of other places you can get it, but that's one of my favorites because it uses quantum human design language, which is what I'm trained in.
Oh, nice. Well, that's cool. Yeah, definitely do that now. Y'all go. In fact, let me go ahead and create a banner for that so people can see it. So it's
Perfect.
called
freehumandesignchart.com.
Free Human, this all together, right? Design
All together.
chart.
Free.com. Yep. www.freehumandesignchart.com. So it'll just literally take a couple seconds. If you don't know what time you were born, just take a guess. And it'll help you if you have your chart in front of you. You'll get the most out of this if you actually have a chart. If you don't, just listen and see what you'll still get a lot out of it, but it'll be best if you have a chart. So just a couple of quick words about me. I came from corporate. I'm actually still in corporate. I kind of straddle the fence between corporate and personal transformation. I've been a professional change manager for about 20 years. And when I went through a big personal transformation about 5 or 6 years ago, I really was ready to check out. Everything in my life was tanking. I just didn't feel like it was worth it to go on. And I found human design, and it helped me to see that I'm actually not broken, perfect the way I am. And guess the good news is this applies to you too. You're absolutely perfect just the way you are. And what human design shows you is how you're perfectly designed to be and do everything that you're here to be and do. So as I applied my professional change management from all the big companies and governments that I worked for my corporate career, I applied those to myself as, through all this personal change after a divorce and downsizing and getting laid off and a personal health crisis. What I realized was that the missing component was energy. And I learned about energy and frequency. And spoiler alert, this is why gratitude is so important. If you haven't ever heard about frequency, you're going to hear a little bit more about it tonight.
Nice.
So the question is, were we coded at birth? If you've never heard about human design, it's an amazing synthesis of 7 ancient systems, all rolled into one. It gives you a very specific code that shows what you're here to master and what lessons you're here to learn. It's kind of a combination of Myers-Briggs meets astrology. And it was founded by a guy who changed his name to Ra-Uru Hu. There's a YouTube documentary on the origins of human design if you want to learn more. And let's get into your energetic wiring. Is there anything you want to add, Janet, or ask before we get into the energetic wiring?
No, it sounds great. No, you're doing great. This is, if you have, I'm sure you're going to talk about it maybe or maybe not, but the pattern is similar to that, right? That's an app that you can get and talks about how you can apply this stuff to your life. So this is not just some little thing. It's a big thing that's really impacts people and in a big way. So.
Absolutely. So it does incorporate different types of astrology and some other ancient systems too. And the pattern is an app that Janet and I have shared, and I absolutely love it. It's based on just astrology, but why it's relevant here is it does actually talk about your energetic pattern, and you can find out what the purpose of your relationship is with anyone that you add their information into. It's
cool.
Amazing, anyway, that's not the scope of this. So, but I'm glad you mentioned it, Janet, because there's an app too that we're going to get to at the end. But let's talk about your energetic wiring. You're actually wired energetically, and we're talking frequency. We're talking energy. And so it actually comes from a field in the heart. And you can find more about this at heartmath.org. But the point is, we have this energetic aura that goes out about 6 feet or more or less, depending on the person. But everything that we think about, that we speak, that we feel, it all affects this electromagnetic field that we experience, and it determines how we engage with life. And this is how you're going to manifest it a little bit differently depending on your own energetic field. So what does that mean? Well, it means that when you get your human design chart, you're going to see that you fall into one of these categories. And there's a lot more to say here. This is really just a point of reference, but there's 4 different types of auras, and the aura or the energetic wiring determines how you interface with the world. It informs your purpose. It informs how you attract what you want. Now, most of us are what we call builders or generator types, 70%, and we have this open and enveloping aura that literally draws to us those things that we think about, talk about, and intend. So we are actually very powerful beings, and our aura, it determines kind of how we interface with the world. If you're a projector type, we also call you a calibrator. Sorry, no, this is wrong. If you're a projector, sorry, you're not a calibrator. You're a orchestrator. That's what it should say.
Okay.
But you have a different kind of aura, and you have different superpowers. So each of these there's a lot more I could say about them. But I'm not going to. I'm just going to. The purpose of this is to say you have different kind of wiring depending on your type. It's going to determine the type of energetic wiring you have, and then the 4-step process is dependent on which type you are. So if you can get a human design chart in front of you, this is going to help you the most.
Go here. Go right there. You see the URL. Y'all go here, humandesignchart.com. You can get it, and it'll tell you which one of these you are.
freehumandesignchart.com. Yes. So you're either a generator type, a projector type, a manifestor type, or a reflector. Projectors are about 21% of the population. Manifestors are about 9%. Reflectors are just 1%. Majority of us are generator types. And so everything is calibrated through the heart chakra. And so this is all part of your electromagnetic wiring that determines how you engage with the world and how you attract. So let's get back into that. The big message is there is no one size fits all. I mean, we've been told that there is, that, if you just do this or you just do it or whatever, that strategy only applies to 9% of the population, to the manifestors. The fact of the matter is we're all different, and human design tells us specifically how we are different, and it tells us a whole lot more. So let's get into the 4-step manifestation process. The first step, set a clear intention. Now, there's a lot of words here, and I put it here so that you could take a screenshot in case you're the type that wants the details. But if you're not, it's just listen to the words, because it's actually really simple. So when you set a clear intention, what you're doing is you're broadcasting a certain frequency. So you want to make it I call it a smart intention. The purpose of this, how much detail do you need to have? Well, you want to be able to recognize when that person walks through the door that you created this. Because the fact of the matter is you're a powerful being. And when you can understand that through your actions, oh my gosh, the world opens up. So Janet, is it appropriate for me to share my own manifestation story here?
Yes, please do.
Okay, I got to tell you, I'm dating this amazing guy, and I created him. I manifested him. So what happened is I was on this, I did this women's event. Janet was actually there back in October. Right after the event, we're all sitting around my kitchen table, not all of us, but some of us were, and we were talking about how we can implement this in our lives. So a friend and I said, let's do that. Let's try it a little bit differently. I normally suggest a written gratitude journal. So this is one of the key answers to one of the things that Janet said at the beginning. Why is gratitude so important? And it's because gratitude is a frequency. And when you come from a place of gratitude, you come from a place that allows you to create. So I normally recommend a 5-minute minimum a day gratitude journal where you write, I'm so happy and grateful that, 1, 2, 3, fill in the blanks. And the second part sounds the same, but it's different. I'm so happy and grateful that. And this is where you create what you don't yet have, you want to have, but you can feel grateful for it now as if it's already yours. So the key is in the last part, the last section there. You're coming from a place of gratitude as if you already have it, and you're feeling the emotions of it, the feeling of what you want to attract, as if it's already yours. And when you're coming from that place of gratitude, it affects the frequency of that intention that you're broadcasting. So anyway, I normally recommend a written gratitude process because because it helps you to get clear as you write it down. It gives you time. But in this instance, I said to my friend, let's just do a quick phone call, 10 minutes call, no more than 10 minutes. We're both super busy. We're just going to do this. We're going to each have 5 minutes max. And I'm just going to say, oh my gosh, Marjorie, I am so happy and grateful that blah, 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 this happened. And so I told her in this instance, I said, I am so happy and grateful that these amazing men are lining up out my front door to take me out on fun dates.
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
I was telling her about it as it, like as if it was already true. And I was all excited about it. And I said, and by the way, all this money is just coming out of nowhere from both expected and unexpected places. Like, I am shocked. I'm getting these chunks of money. And then I couldn't have planned this. And she's like, wow, that's cool. So the very next day, this is how fast it worked for me. It won't necessarily work this fast for everyone, but it can. The very next day.
Usually it's our belief system that has us take so long, I say.
Yes.
We don't believe it can happen that fast, but it can. It can happen that fast.
Absolutely. Thank you for adding that, Janet, because if you don't believe it's possible, then it's not for you. It's not possible for you. You have to believe that it's possible. So in this case, 2 guys, not 1, but 2, and this has never happened in my entire life. 2 guys texted me the next day and asked me out on a date. And a couple, the very next morning, right? And $1,000 came in unexpected in 3 chunks. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I wasn't working a job at the time, so I was like, oh my gosh, $1,000 was a lot for me at the time. So I'm like, this works. And then a couple dates in with this one guy, he says to me, I'm really, I have a specific intention for a relationship. I'm like, what is that? He says, I really want you to have fun dating me, because he could tell that I'm super serious and that I don't have a lot of experience dating. And so as soon as he said those key words, I want you to have fun dating me, I'm like, oh my gosh, I created this. I mean, nobody in my entire life has ever said that to me. And what did I say to Marjorie? I'm so happy and grateful that these men are showing up to take me on fun dates. Like, you can't make this up. So that's what I mean when I say you create a smart intention so that you'll recognize it when it shows up. So as soon as he said those words, I knew that I had manifested him. And that was like, wow, it just gave me more confidence in my abilities. And so this can happen for you too. Now, this is where I'm going to tell you there's 2 different manifestation styles. There's a specific and non-specific manifestation style. So we're going to get into that a little bit later, but this can work either way. You want to have a smart intention. So either if you have a non-specific manifestation style, you're going to just focus on kind of the gist of what you want. And you heard me give the example, and I have a non-specific manifestation style. My boyfriend, though, has a specific manifestation style. So he just manifested an apartment. He wanted it to be at this exact location with this exact view on the 2nd floor, blah, blah, blah. And it was specific. So he has a specific manifestation style. And that's what he manifested, this particular apartment.
So you're talking about smart intention, because you say smart intention, and now you're kind of defining what smart means, correct?
Yes. So SMART is kind of, a lot of people might recognize it as like a SMART goal. So specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time bound. I use that loosely because if you have a specific manifestation style, then you'll want to be really specific. But if you have a non-specific manifestation style like I do, then I just need to kind of have the gist of it, the feeling of it. And I know that the universe will give me what's best for me. In this case, I said, amazing guys that are standing up, that are lining up outside my front door that want to take me on fun dates. So I didn't specify his, their height, their weight, any of that. So it's a non-specific manifestation style. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I get it now. Thank you for clarifying that. And you probably had it later on, but it's funny. I always say, be afraid what you ask for. Because have you ever seen the X-Files episode where Mulder runs into a genie, asks for world peace, and he basically becomes the only person on planet Earth? So this works so well.
Be careful what you ask
for, right? Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Yes. So when you set your intention, you come from a place of gratitude, you're actively imagining and feeling the emotions. That's really key, to feel. What is the feeling you want to experience? If you get nothing else out of this, when you're wanting to manifest something, you must get in touch with the feeling of it. Why? Because you have to be an energetic frequency match. It's kind of like when you tune in the radio, like let's say you like, if you're in Texas, you might like country music, and your favorite country station, if you tune in your radio dial to the right frequency, boom, you're going to get clear music through your radio or in your car, however you get it. But if you get it off just a little bit, you're not going to hear the music. It's the same way when you're setting an intention and you're wanting to manifest. You have to be a frequency match for that which you want to create. That is the bottom line key. And so when you come from a place of gratitude, that helps you to tune in your dial to be a frequency match to that which you want. You can't come from a frequency of want, because you don't have it if you're coming from want. You want to come from a frequency of abundance, that's why it's so important that you feel it as if it's already yours. You're coming from the frequency of having it already. That's why that's key. And then the last thing is you're proceeding from openness without judgment or expectation. You're open to how it's going to show up. If you're really stuck on, it has to be this kind of guy and he has to be this and he has to come through into my life in this way and blah, 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 or a woman, you want a woman and she's going to, if you get it too narrow, you narrow your options considerably. It's not to say you can't manifest that, but just be open.
I would say more like, don't be hung up. It has to be a certain person.
Yes.
You want a certain experience and feeling with what you want. And when you are connected and to that, then you can get that, but it may not be the person you want.
Yeah.
But the feelings and the experiences you're going to have, that's what you got.
Absolutely. Yeah. You want to focus on the feeling that you want to have. That's the most important. Yeah. Thank you for clarifying that, Janet. So let's get to the second step. So the second step is to follow your strategy. What do I mean by strategy? Well, if you get your human design chart, you'll see it'll say strategy. And for most people, the strategy is, because most of us are generators, 70%. So we have a strategy that's waiting for something to respond to. So what this means is when you set your intention, you're broadcasting this frequency of what you want. Bing, 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 bing. It pings, because we're in a quantum field, there is no time and space, and it pings around everything that's at that same frequency, and it bounces back in the form of what I call cosmic breadcrumbs, which are something for you to respond to if you're a generator type. So that's why this says, notice what shows up in your physical reality, because it's going to be something you can taste, touch, feel, smell, or hear. I think it should say hear. But anyway, it's going to be something that it's going to show up in your physical field, and that's something for you to respond to if you're a generator type. Now, if you're a projector, you are going to wait for the invitation. Why is that? Because you're waiting to be recognized and invited to share your wisdom. Or you might be invited to have a partner. You might be invited into a relationship or a living situation or whatever it is. Projectors have a unique opportunity that they're waiting for the invitation from somebody who's in alignment with them and can offer them what they want. And we can get in a lot more detail about why this is, but just trust me that every type has a specific strategy. And the point is, when you're living in alignment with your strategy and listening to your inner guidance system, spoiler alert, I'm going to get to that in a minute, that is when life can be fun and easy, and you actually can have everything that you want. You can manifest it. So I'm showing you how. So the second step is follow your strategy. So most people are going to wait for something to respond to or for an invitation. There are about 8 or 9% of the people that are manifestors. They just have to wait for right timing. They're actually following their own internal energy flow, which is about timing, actually. And then there's the reflectors. I have a sister who's in this small 1%, and she has to wait a full lunar cycle. That means a whole month before making a major decision. And for the reflectors, the focus is on the correct community and living situation. And it has to do with their purpose and their configuration. But it's a small minority of people. So everyone has to wait. And, that's just part of our configuration. We wait for something. And when we follow our strategy, that's how we create. So the third step is really, really important. I mean, if you look at your human design, and maybe you've gotten a human design reading before and you couldn't make heads or tails of it. I mean, a lot of people have come to me and said that. So the two most important things for you to know and get the most value out of human design this is what's here. It's your strategy in step 2 and your inner, what I call your inner GPS. On your chart, it'll probably say inner authority. And your inner authority is how your body gives you signals on what is correct for you. And so for most people, it's going to be either they're going to have a feeling in their gut, or they're going to go through an emotional process, up and down, up and down. If they try to make a decision while they're, in this emotional wave, it's not going to be the right decision for them. They have to wait for that wave to crash until it stop, and then they get clarity, and then they know. And if you're in that category, and if on your chart it says emotional inner authority, that's probably you. So it's almost a 50-50 split. And there's a small percentage of people that have some other types. Splenic is the most common one, which is just an instant knowing. And that's usually projectors, but it could apply to some other types, but not generator types. All generators are going to either have, it's going to be their gut, which is their sacral. It'll say sacral authority, or it'll say emotional authority. So, but basically you're listening to your body. And everyone's listening to their body, and they're just learning to tune into that inner GPS. And if you're wondering, is this guy or this woman a good match for you? You want to listen for the signals that your body is giving you, and you want to ask yourself yes or no questions. And you want to wait for clarity if you're emotionally defined before you proceed to the next step. But once your inner guidance system says yes, then you move forward to step 4. And this is where you can validate your decision. Wouldn't it be great if you always knew for sure that this was the best decision for you? Well, here's how you know. This is how you know. It is called your signature on a human design chart. And depending on your type, here's what it's going to be. It's going to be, if you're in alignment and you're a generator, it's going to be satisfaction. You're just going to feel satisfied. It's going to feel good to you. If you're feeling frustrated about the date that you said yes to, and you weren't quite sure, but you said yes anyway, you probably are going to feel frustration. All that means is that you're out of alignment. This person might not be correct for you, or it might not be good timing. So then you go back to the process and you follow it again. If you get, and this is on your chart, the second thing is called your not self theme. It just means that you're out of alignment. So for most people, you're going to feel satisfaction if this is the correct decision for you. You're going to feel frustration if it's not. For projectors, you're going to feel success or bitterness. Now, what does success mean? For a projector, it just means recognized. They're going to feel recognized and seen and appreciated. Appreciation is the currency of projectors, I like to say. And bitterness, it just doesn't feel good for you if you're a projector and you've made a decision that's not in alignment for you. So this is just how you know. And your chart actually tells you this. Isn't this amazing? And so for manifestors, you're going to feel, they just want peace. They just want peace. Why is that? They want to have peace to be left alone, to create, because that's what they're here for. They're here to initiate. And they need space and peace to be able to follow their internal flow without being interrupted. If they get interrupted, they're going to feel what can often look like anger. It doesn't mean that they're mean or that they're mad at you per se. It means that probably someone got in their way or disrupted their energetic flow. And so it can look or feel much like anger if they're out of alignment. And then for reflectors, they're going to feel either surprised. My sister Rama, she loves posting about nature and waterfalls and mountains and hiking and all this stuff. And she posts tons of beautiful pictures. And she's always surprised at what she finds in nature. And that's very common for reflectors. And then she also gets disappointed. And when she feels disappointment, that is her not self theme, or it's true for all reflectors. So your signature is how you know if this is the correct decision for you or not. And so you just check it and and then you move forward. And if you got your not self theme, which is the second word here, depending on your type, then you just go back to step 1. So let's talk about that again. What is step 1? So quick review. We talked about what is human design. We talked about your energetic wiring and how your aura actually determines the way you interface with the world. And we talked about the 4-step process. So the first step, set a clear intention. The second step, follow your strategy. The third step, listen to your inner GPS. And the fourth step, check your signature or validate with your signature. It was just too long, so we changed it to check. But that's the 4-step process. And I'm telling you, it's magical. I know I used to be married to someone who hadn't worked for many, many, many years. I'm going to say more than 14 years, and wanted to get a corporate job, specific kind of corporate job as a project manager. And he did the gratitude journal process. It took about a month and a half, I think, of him doing that every day. That's why I say it's different timing for different types or different people. But one day, out of the blue, he got an invitation to apply for this job at a major technology company that you have heard of. And he thought he was on candid camera, so he didn't even tell me about it. We were still married at the time. He didn't even tell me about it until after he got the job, because he kept thinking this can't be real. I mean, to get an amazing job like that after so many years of not working, I say this story because this process is magical. And even if you just did the gratitude journal process, that in and of itself can help you manifest. But I put it in this 4-step process because I want you to understand how important it is to get in alignment. When you're in alignment, we are all fully supported. And when we're living in alignment, we're here to be and do exactly what we're here to be and do, and we're designed for that. So we're going to be successful. So we've got time for some Q&A. I'll just say, if you want to schedule time with me, here's my website. There's different packages you can look at. If you're not sure, schedule a quick call. And so now we've got a little bit of time for Q&A. Janet, do we still have time for Q&A?
Yes, we do. I was going to say, to schedule a human design session, she's amazing. She's really knowledgeable about this. And so if you want to schedule a session with Grace, go to www.askgrace.info to schedule a call with her. And also, she has a human design community called humandesigntribe.net. It's a group on Facebook, so go there to join her group. Again, to get a session with her, askgrace.info. And yes, we definitely actually had several people ask questions. I didn't notice it until just now, but I told them that we would answer their questions now. So thank you for all that. Now I just wanted to kind of move it back towards to love. So you talked about getting jobs and stuff. So how can we use this in love, Grace? How can this be used for attracting love? I know how, like, once you are dating someone, you can use this to, like, depending on which type of person you are, the satisfaction or the frustration. But also, how can we use this for attracting love? Can you tell us a little bit more specifically?
Absolutely.
4 steps.
Yeah. So using those 4 steps, you decide what it is that you're wanting to create. So when we say we want to attract love, that looks different for every person. I mean, I might want a long-term committed relationship, or I might want, just a fun experience, So you got to get clear on the type of thing that you're looking for. And that's why you go with step 1, set a clear intention. You don't have to know everything about it. You heard my experience. Like I just said, I want to have some fun dates. I want to have some good experiences, some fun experiences dating, because I don't have a lot of dating experience, and I wanted to have fun and not be so serious.
Well, I guess, what I'm saying is using your human design. So like for example, you told me, like, because I'm a generator, I need to kind of wait for someone to come. So attracting would be, again, using your 4-step process. But as far as specific for human design, if I'm one of the other kind, I would need to maybe take more forward action, as opposed to being a generator, where I would kind of wait for someone to come to me and I respond back to them in that way. So like that, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, actually, all the types have to wait. So we all have to wait. So the most important thing is to set a clear intention, because that broadcasts to the universe the frequency of that, the feeling that we want to experience. And then depending on our type, that's how we know how to proceed. So if I'm a generator type, I'm waiting for something to respond to. If I'm a projector, I'm waiting for an invitation. So what that means is, if you're a projector and you want to date someone, you want to put yourself out there. Usually that means posting pictures on Facebook or on an app or something like that. And projectors are usually very attractive, generally speaking. And so they just put themselves out there, and people are like, oh, I want some of that, and so then they invite you to a date. If you're a projector and you're wanting to just initiate, that is not going to work for you. You're going to be disappointed, or you're going to be you're going to get bitter because you're going to try to initiate over and over, and you're just going to get rejected, and it's not going to work out for you. So if you want the invitation and you're a projector, what you want to do in the meantime is self-care. And so what that means is taking care of your physical body. Maybe it means working out, maybe it means going to the spa, maybe it means just getting rest and overcoming the burnout or whatever it is that you're feeling. Projectors, in order to be ready for the invitation, they have to focus on self-care. And we could go into a lot more detail on that.
And I was going to say, this is great information. And this is the kind of thing, if you get with Grace, she'll give you more specific. Once she sees, because it's not just what type you are. It's also the details of your different communications, of the different, of the chart, things that are connected and what it means, It's an incredible wealth of information about yourself. So that's really great. Well, we did have some questions. Let's see. I'm going to go back. People were saying, Carrie was saying she's a 6'2" projector. Angelique is a 4'6" projector. Oh gosh, quite a bit of projectors. That's interesting. So Angelique, you would go to free humandesignchart.com to get your chart. She was asking about that. Someone had said you can have My Human Design is an app. Again, there's lots of different ways.
Let me speak to that, Janet. That's a great, so my vision, my bigger vision is what I call the Know Yourself Revolution. And that is by 2025, 5 million people living in alignment. I want to help a lot of people get in alignment with their design and living according to their inner guidance system, and not depending on what the world tells them to do, but that they're listening to their own self. And so for that reason, I am not partly in a lot of, let me say it this way. I know there's enough for everybody. So I don't get any money or anything for recommending these resources. But for instance, I love the app, My HD or My Human Design. And it's an app, and I do recommend that you pay, upgrade. It's like $5 a month, but it will tell you a lot of the basic stuff instead of hiring somebody like me. There's plenty of people that can help you, and they're absolutely worth it. So please don't misunderstand. I'm not trying to undersell my human design colleagues. But what I am saying is that there's a lot of free resources out there. If you're resource constrained right now, my intention for you is to learn about your design. I have a YouTube channel, Google me, Grace Gravestock YouTube, and you'll be able to see I have a lot of free training there about how to read your chart, how to understand your public role. We just had 2 people talk about their human design charts. So 2 projectors, a 4'6" and a 6'2". So I have a free training on my YouTube channel. I forgot to tell you that, Janet. You could just Google Grace Gravestock YouTube, and you'll get my YouTube channel, and you'll see my playlists. I've got 2 playlists. One is for human design training, and the other one is how to take back your power, because that was a big part of my journey. I realized I'd been giving up my power all my life. And once you take back your power, you can start to really access all the amazing superpowers that you have. Once you know about human design and you really look at your design and you get to know yourself, oh my gosh, you're going to be amazed at how amazing you are and how many superpowers you have that you probably haven't really even started to unpack.
Understand, right. Cool. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. And, I like personally having someone, I don't want to try to figure it out. I just want someone to tell me. So that's why you go to Grace. So Angelique had a question. I guess I didn't understand her question earlier. So she wasn't asking about the chart. She said something, was asking more about specific manifestors, and some are non-specific. So specific and non-specific, asking if manifestors and manifest generators were specific more so, and others are non-specific. And is it a right left brain? And wondering if that's a piece of the chart. Thank you.
It's a great question. So to find out if you have a specific or non-specific manifestation strategy, you can book time with me, or you can download the app, My HD. That will also tell you, but you have to upgrade. You have to do the paid version in order to get that. But the other way to do it is to just try this out. Try it out and see, or just feel what resonates with you. Like, do you feel like you're a person that really needs to have the specific details before you create something? Or are you the kind of person that just feels good, just like feeling the gist of it. Like you just want to have a certain kind of experience and then you find that you do. That's a non-specific manifesting style. So there's lots of ways to find out. If you book time with me, I'm happy to show you. And I normally would go through that in my 10-week program. I actually have a 10-week personal transformation program called Abundant Life by Design. So that's something that I don't have openly on my website because it's something that if you book time with me, we'll talk about if it seems to be a good fit for you. My ideal client is women, mostly women in the midlife transition. So if you are going through a health crisis, you're going through a big relationship crisis, or maybe a work or career change, and you're really wanting some guidance based on your own design, that's where I can really help you, because that's my story. I mean, you can find my story again on my YouTube channel too, but that's who I can help the most, because I've been there, I've done that. I know what it looks like, I know what it feels like, and I know how to have success. And I have a lot of clients that have had success. All my clients have had success. It's pretty amazing when you learn to take back your power. I mean, you are a powerful being. And if you're not experiencing a life that is fun and easy, then I'm saying you're probably not living in alignment, because when you do live in alignment, that is what life is like. It's absolutely amazing. And I'm not saying that I don't ever feel frustrated, but most of the time I do love my life. I manifested this job where I get paid, I get paid to travel and yada, yada. I mean, anyway, the point is it's real. I'm not just saying this, like I actually live it. And you can too.
Cool. Okay. Let's see. I'm just looking to see. Well, we probably should wrap it up here in a minute. How long have you been, she just want to know how long you've been studying human design?
I've been studying about 6 years, maybe 5 or 6 years. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
I learn new things about my own chart all the time. There is so much to learn. And I'm in the process of getting certified through Karen Curry Parker. She has what she calls a quantum human design, which is sort of it's newer. It's kind of more empowering language than the traditional human design. I'm not knocking traditional human design. It's just sort of a different perspective on it. So anyway, if you want to talk human design, like we have meetups.
Join her group.
Join the group.
So you can reach out to her here, ask Grace to schedule an appointment with her, or you can go to join her group, humandesigntribe.net.
Yeah, join the group and you'll see the events. We have several events scheduled actually in the next couple of months. And one of the things that we do is we meet up in Austin and we have what we call an in-aura experiment. This is really amazing. You feel the energy when you get, like last time we had 10 people and we had what we call the non-sacral beings leave the space, and then they came back in, and all of us generator types could totally feel it when they did. And so it's an experience that you start to get in your body about the impact that you make on another person with your energy field. I mean, super cool stuff. That's the kind of stuff we do. Join the group and you'll get invited to that, humandesigntribe.net.
Great. Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Grace. And again, this was, let's see, I'm still trying to get I've got so many banners up here. It's crazy. There it is. Attract Love by Human Design with Grace Gravestock. Thank you so much, Grace, for being here. It was really awesome. I hope y'all learned a lot about human design and how you can use it for love. So
thank you
so
Janet.
much. Yeah. And so again, go to her website and join her group. So I want to just chat with y'all just a little bit quickly about our next, let's see, where is it? Here it is. Oh my gosh, I have so many things going on. Oops. There. So join our Love Accelerator Academy. Again, I talked about that earlier. We have actually 3 new websites now. We have the Love Accelerator Academy. It's our again, group coaching program. And it starts on August 1st. And it's an 8-week program. And we're going to have 3 different coaches, 3 of us coaches that are we're certified in NLP as trainers. So we're certified to certify you in NLP, hypnosis, and quantum time techniques. So we apply the things that we've learned. I'm also certified in EFT. We're also going to be certified in energy clearing process as well. So we're using all of our tools in our toolbox. And we're also going to be applying astrology and human design as well in our course as well. So, because we love this stuff, right? We love Grace and we love talking about. So we're going to be using all that kind of stuff. And we're going to take you step by step through our process to manifest love. And what's really great is, again, you're going to have we're going to give you our content. You're going to have all these different assignments to have you basically propel you forward. That's what this is all about, shooting you forward in your love life. We're going to be there to help guide you, support you, make sure, hold you accountable that you're doing the things, being and doing the things that go along with being. I have something called your mojo vibe. Like, who are you and what do you want to project out to the world? Do you even know? And what is that? So we're going to be doing that as well. And then we're going to have transformation calls, group calls where there's something that's not, maybe you see a pattern that's not working. We're going to work with you to basically let that go. It's going to be really exciting. It's just so exciting. So definitely, if you're interested, go to loveacceleratoracademy.com. You can schedule a call with us. We'll tell you more details. We'll talk about, what's going on with you, how this can apply to your life, things like that. So I just want to make sure y'all know about that because it's coming up August 1st. So it's happening really, really soon. And let's see, where's my other one at? I didn't know where it went. And then again, we have here it is. Our next event is on Sunday, July 24th at 4 p.m. Please join our Conscious Singles events. And so those two websites are up. We also have our new name is More Conscious Love. So please also you can go to www.moreconsciouslove.com to see everything that we offer, including this live stream. So
hey, Janet. Mm-hmm. I just want to talk about what an amazing connector you are. If it's okay, I want to talk about your chart just briefly, just to talk about how it influences what you do.
Okay, sure. That'd be great.
Okay, so Janet is a 4-6 generator. So what that means is that she is all about her network. So the 4 lines, the most important people for a 4 line are always going to come through their network. And Janet has an amazing network. And I am so grateful to her because I have met some really cool people at Janet's house and at her events. I mean, I'm not joking. Like one of my collaborators, Joyce Ayers, we've done human design stuff and she does embodiment stuff. And I met her at Janet's. I mean, I can go on and on. I can think of 3 or 4 people, her friend Elizabeth that you probably have met on one of these shows. Like she's an amazing friend of mine and I met her through Janet. So the reason I'm saying that is if you are interested in meeting people, Janet has an amazing network and you are blessed to have an opportunity to connect with her because everyone broadcasts a certain frequency and so does Janet, so do I. And so she attracts a certain kind of person, a very high quality person. And so when I took someone to one of her events recently and he was like, wow, Janet is amazing. She's like a goddess and all of her friends are like these powerful women. Like he was really, really impressed. And I'm like, yeah, of course. I only have time for amazing people in my life. And so a lot of them come through Janet. And so she is an amazing networker and connector. And if you are blessed enough to get to come to one of her events, you might meet the love of your life, or you might meet a friend or a business partner. You never know who you're going to meet, but she does attract very high quality people. And I can tell you, because I've been friends with her for several years, and I'm not just saying this, like it's a real thing. It's very, very awesome.
Oh,
so
thank you, Grace.
Yeah.
Wow. I did not know that you were going to say that. So thank you for saying that. That's also sweet. I appreciate that. Really. That is very, very much so. Yeah. So I've been through my journey and I'm not going to go in right now, but yeah. So I basically from my journey have applied everything I learned and, use that to everything I do with my training and assisting people on their journey as well. So, well, we're going to wrap it up for now. So thank you again, Grace, for being here. Thank you, every one of you let's see. Oh, we had some more people. Thank you, Angelique, Yelena, and let's see, we had some more people. Willow, Carrie, thank y'all all for being here. There was one question. So what's the software to calculate compatibility? Well, there is Pattern app. The Pattern app will also do that. I'm not sure if there's other ones. Angelique said Genetic Matrix does.
So genetic
Find out about
matrix
that one
is,
personally.
is really meant for practitioners, and so you can go there and you can sign up and get an account and create a chart. But it's taken me quite a while to learn how to read those charts. So you know, you're welcome to try it, but I think an easier way is to take a shortcut and hire somebody like me or somebody that resonates with you to help guide you through the compatibility, because there's a lot to say about compatibility when two charts, you know, any two people are going to create an energetic field, which is a third, almost it's an entity, you know, it's like a third energetic field. And so having a knowledgeable person that can read that and tell you what the challenges are going to be and what the experience is likely to be, I mean, it's worth it. Like, especially if you're going to invest a lot of money and time in a particular person. So that's how I would say do that.
Okay, great. Well, thank you all so much for being here. So I'm a 5/1, so I like to dig myself. Okay, I don't know what that means, but that's cool. So yeah, again, let me just put that up. This is our site. If you want to meet people local to Austin, come to our events. Now, I just wanted to mention the Love Accelerator Academy. It's online, so anybody anywhere can join and be in our Love Accelerator Academy. So you don't have to be here in Austin. You can be anywhere.
Janet, isn't it true that you have people all over the world that are part of your groups?
Yeah, I have Awaken Dating. I didn't really highlight that, but I have Awaken Dating. It's an international group. We have over 800 people in that group. I don't know who is in that group from listening in, but we have over 800 people all over the world, a lot in Europe, and also, of course, in America as well. In fact, this month, my goal is to actually create an online speed dating event using this really cool software called Hop In. So I'm going to be doing that soon. Just got lots of things going on right now, so eventually I'll get to it. But yeah, please join that group. I'm going to say that group's very active. When you post something about yourself, people like reach out. I've had people connect, I think, and go on dates like really on that site. So definitely want to join that as well. So anyways, so I guess to definitely, see, here it is. Here's Grace's information, askgrace.info. And again, if you're wanting to skyrocket your love life, go here. It's online. You don't have to be in Austin, Texas. Okay, we all have a great night, everyone. Went a little over, but it was a really good session. I really appreciate you being here, Grace, and we'll see y'all in about a month. Y'all take care, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.